Does the quality of a production matter? In other words, do you have to do your music in a big studio like Westlake anymore, or could it be lesser quality, home studio quality, and get away with it?
Yeah, it's funny. Home studio quality used to imply that it was lesser quality, and clearly working in a place like Westlake, and in the hallowed ground of Westlake, you've got every possible toy, an esoteric-sounding piece of gear that one could imagine, but you can make record quality audio from a Mac laptop with a good USB microphone or a $200 interface. So that said, the kind of the target has shifted over the years. When I first started Taxi back in '92, initially we were only running requests from record companies looking for new artists or songs for existing artists. And then somewhere around 1993 or '94, we started shifting into film and TV stuff. And the question always came up, what does the quality have to be? And that's because back then, Alesis ADATs, which were, a VHS tape that had 8 tracks of digital audio on it, and Mackie 8-bus consoles were just coming into their own. So people that could afford to drop 5 or 10,000 bucks on a home studio could then build one. The home studio revolution started then, and then there wasn't a clear definition or a demarcation as to where home studio quality was and where the quality would be from a place like this. So if I may be so immodest, out of my own need to be able to clearly define this, I was looking through a brochure on Panasonic video cameras for pro video cameras, and I saw the phrase broadcast quality used. And that's when I thought, I've never seen that used for audio in the context of what we were going to use it for, certainly. So when people would say to me, does it have to be pro quality? Does it have to be like Westlake Studios quality? I would say, actually, it can be broadcast quality. And then people started debating what the definition of broadcast quality was, because somewhat in the eye of the beholder. It generally means that it sounds good enough to broadcast. It can't sound like a demo is probably the most important thing. Now that entails your production skills, which again, if we go back to a simple swampy instrumental cue with nothing more than an acoustic guitar and a dobro, you still have to play it well, and it still has to have good levels and a good overall sound. That makes it broadcast quality as long as the audio is reasonably good. It doesn't have to sound like it was recorded in a room like this, because nobody's going to sit down and listen to a cue that's in the background of a scene and go, wow, they really could have used more 10K on those acoustic guitar strings.
Yeah, yeah.
No, even you and I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So the term broadcast quality has really stuck. It's now part of the vernacular, and it includes everything from the players to the production, to the audio recording quality, and to the mix as well. And I think when you were on Taxi TV, we talked about this. It could be that if you're doing, there's a modern kind of, I can't think of the guy's name right now, but somebody that sounds like they stayed up and smoked a pack of cigarettes last night and did a lot of shots and swallowed some gravel for breakfast. Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom. People that capture that vibe, that kind of rustic yet authentic vibe, it's more about capturing the player's personality and the intimacy in the vocal and the pain in the soul of the singer. If you capture those things, but there's not enough top end on the acoustic guitar, but it sounds appropriate for that genre, then that too is broadcast quality. So it freaks me out a little bit when people think of broadcast quality only in terms of how pristine is the audio. I don't think that is always the case. It's just part of the spectrum.